Alrighty, I wasn't going to make another video before Japan, but this one probably will come out. I'm leaning down because the camera's in a bad spot and I just realised that it's in 0.5, so it's going to see me anyway. But this is actually the same day as the last video ended. I'm still in the mood and I want to work on the car, so I don't want to not miss any footage, so I thought I'd just do an intro straight away. The other one I just wanted to get uploaded. This one probably won't come out for a couple of weeks anyway, probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then jump straight into the Japan videos. But I'm going to start off this video by coming down the back here. Boot needs to come off. Window still needs to come out. So boot off, pull the window out, and then we'll just chuck the boot up here because I don't care if it gets the bonnet gets scratched, because this will probably just, it's already, you can see ding there, ding there, ding there. It looks like someone's gone at it with an axe. Looks like someone's gone at it with a hammer. So I'm just going to use that as a display in my room. Also wearing a beanie for the first time ever, so don't judge. I don't know if it suits me, but I didn't like my hair today. I didn't, as you can see in the last video, it was horrible. It's cold out. There's a beanie there, so I threw it on. But anyway, let's get this off. Then we'll start marking up where we need to cut, because that's going to take me some time. So I'll just throw a time lapse to get this off. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so that scared me a little. Don't know why my flash is on, but anyway. It's up there. Fell a little harder than I'd expected. But she's all good. It's all good. Now we're gonna sort of get these off, because it will just have 4 pins to hold the boot on. I'll have to cut a lot of weight out of it. Obviously there's a lot of weight coming out of it. I'll need to probably cut some vents in the top of the bonnet for bit of extra air flow, but yeah, just keep going, I guess. So got a bit carried away since the last video. Windows out, boots all off, rear tail lights, everything's off. Just emptied the E85 out, so we start pulling all the fuel stuff out. But finding a lot of things that are making me a lot more happier that I've done this, because we've got rust coming through all here. Rust through here and under here, so we tidy all that up. So this piece here will pretty much stay in. All this will get chopped out. Out there, back will get chopped off. This will be bolted back on to this section later on. Yeah, so we're getting somewhere, slowly pulling stuff apart. Just pretty much working on the rear end. Alrighty, so all the fuel stuff's out. Just removing the roll cage now. Pretty much removed most of it. I just need to pull the main hoop out now. Actually got to cut this bob off. I've already started because it's stripped out. And then we'll pretty much probably start cutting all this section out. And then the rear part off. I've marked out where I want to cut it. Well, roughly I want to cut it anyway. And then we'll start cutting out the rest of the floor and everything, the rear end off. Frames are coming out and everything. All that's going to be redone. This here, I'll explain a little bit more what I want to do there once I've cut it all out and what the plan is. But quickly, pretty much just want to cut, leave this section. Oops, sorry, nearly dropped the camera. Leave this section here on both sides and just plate it up, makes it all look nice. Cut this part obviously all out. This bit will be coming out now. And then I'll have it bolt back in as well. And pretty much cut down to about here, this line here, and then have this section here sort of fold up a little bit more, so it's a bit more straighter. Fuel cell will then sit in here a bit, so sit back to about here, and then I'll straight cover it, the fuel cell obviously in, and then yeah, and then we'll start working on the rest of it all. But anyway, let's get this bloody cage out. Alrighty, that's the cage out. Fuel stuff out, cage out. Zoom out here a little. Everything's out of here. So now we can start tightening the rear. I'm gonna move all these wires a little bit more. Try to push these fuel lines back down underneath the car. Probably should move these seats before cutting, but I don't really have any room for them at the moment, so anyway, let's start doing some chopping. Just remembered I didn't pull these out, and I really don't want a spark or something going down in one of them, so I'm going to pull them out just to be safe. Alright, bit of an update. Chop this section out. I'm no longer going to do tube rear just because I want to keep the car as simple as possible, and I just want to drive it again. Legit just going to... I've been tightening up the shed as well, finding stuff I had no idea I had. But anyway, I'm just going to pretty much tidy this up, slap a turbo on it, get the car running. I want to drive again. Bloody also been building an AU shitbox, so that's good. I'm gonna do a basic welding cage because before I only had the half bolt in. Yeah, still gonna do the rear rad and everything. And at the moment, still tightening up a bit, and I'm just gotta pull the rear subframe out and paint under there, reinforce it all, and yeah, guess I'll just film again when I know what I'm doing. Alrighty, so I've just been doing a bit of mocking up. This fuel cell obviously still needs to come back a little. Saying a lot of arms right now, but yeah, it needs to come back a little, and this just isn't going to work with the boot on. This radiator is too big for it down here, like it's just sticking up too much, and I don't really want to cut a hole in the boot. I'm going to cut a hole in the boot, but I don't want a hole like that in the boot. This is also going to be hitting here. Fuel cell needs to go down a little, so the hose position is going to be above. I can turn it around and have them come out the back and wrap around, but I prefer not to do that. I prefer to have pipes just straight. So I'm going to pull all this out. I'm going to cut the floor, decide I'm going to cut this part of the floor out, and then that way we can make this sit down lower. This is also sitting on not flat either, because there's like a hole, a pipe there what goes through the floor, what had hose fuel lines going through it. So anyway, I'm gonna pull this back out, probably cut this floor out, cut down sort of like down there, so I can start making, bend this all up and start making the wall, firewall, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I'll update you again soon. Alrighty, so cut down there, both sides, put little splits in here so it folds back. We'll just have to weld it up straight, and then we'll put some pieces in here, and then obviously run a wall all the way up, close that in. And then I'll probably cut, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I might cut this bit back here just to tidy it all up, and you can put something in there or make it look more neat, or even just cut this right back. I'm not sure yet. Put something here to cover this in so it's all flat and nice, and paint it. Obviously this is where the rust is. Need to, yeah, definitely tidy all this up, wire brush it and treat it. It's a bit under there. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to chuck the radiator and fuel cell back in, see where we're looking at. Oh, also this is the bit I was talking about, that the fuel cell were sitting flat because of, yeah, that came up here. But anyway, that's good. Now, yeah, I'll just throw the stuff back in, we'll see what we're looking at. And also, I was going to cut around this area out so we can just drop it down. Might even back here or something, I'm not sure yet. Probably just take that completely out. Alrighty, new day. So, change of plan. So I've been cutting this out. I actually don't, I thought I hadn't filmed, but it turns out I filmed a little bit more than I thought. I put this wall in just to give me an idea. I've changed up the plan, so I'm just gonna put a block of wood under there, and then I'll show you the new plan for this. Alrighty, so I'm gonna put it on this angle now. That way the ports are facing the right way. Probably won't sit exactly in that position because obviously I won't be able to fucking take that off. But yeah, roughly how it will sit, facing that way now. Obviously you got to drop it down more as well once the boot comes out. Be easy to mount there and there as well, just off here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep cutting. Also, did forget to film. I just took the dash out because obviously I'm gonna chop a few things up on the dash. I don't know if I mentioned it. My 2 switch panels will go where these vents are, and then I'll redo all the wrap and just make it look nice. I'll pretty much take this bit off, this section off, tidy it all up a bit. Another thing I need to do is fix my seat because I've got a big booty and it's just getting in and out of there is just destroyed it, unfortunately. Alrighty, dash is out. I've ripped all the cover off. I remember it wasn't the best dash in the world and that's why I wrapped it. So plan is I also broke this vent and this vent. I never had those vents. Well, I did, but I think they broke a long time ago. And I just snapped those off. So yeah, I might just have to glue these in or something, just push them in. Also broke this as I was pulling it out when I was just, I don't know, I had my hand on there and it just snapped. That's how brutal everything is. But plan is pretty much sort of make a nice line, sort of like, I don't know, I'll try and make it as nice as possible. Once I wrap it in the new, whatever I wrap it in will make it look nicer, but yeah, nice line to match up to there. Cut all that off, down here, up in there. And then along at the bottom of this bolt, pretty much, all this off. And yeah, make it look a lot neater, I think. Alrighty, turn this video off. Floor is out. The part I want to cut off. Tidy up a few bits, and I might just run some like rubber trimming around everything once it's painted. I think that will just sort of make it a bit more neater. So yeah, also trying to work out where I want to run the battery, because I feel like if I keep, that's where the battery used to run, and I feel like if I was to leave it there, if it came loose, I don't want it falling out of the boot. Chances of that happening are very slim, but I might just put it behind the passenger seat. It's a little bit harder to get to there. However, I think it'll be better. And I never really, it's not often my battery goes flat. Like I have an isolator that I turn off every time. So yeah, anyway, that'll do for this video. I'll catch you all in the next video of this car, where we'll probably wrap the dash, tie the interior up, and continue working on the rear end.